So for step 26, the dampers, this is where we're going to put all 4 of them together. And you can see there it says make 4. Now there are quite a few pieces to this step. As you can see over here, I've pulled everything together. So there's quite a few pieces. And then of course we've got our springs over here. You can see here that the B1 and B2 pieces, they are to do with ground clearance. Now I am going to put both of them in for now. If I need to take one out, I'll do so at a later date. But there we go. I'll set this up and we'll put these together. So to put these together, you're going to want to grab the cylinder piece here. You're going to want to grab M7, turn that around. That's just going to go in there just like that. And then you're going to want to grab the top piece. Now you can see that there's a wide square opening and the circle opening. So you're going to want to put the circle opening in there, and you can see that this little piece there is actually going to end up gripping into a little hole, which means that we can take this piece right here, and that is going to slide into there, which will lock the top. So now that is on tight. Then you've got the spacers. Now like I said, I'm going to put on both. So there's the thin one and there is the thicker one, just like that. Then you put the spring on and you're going to pull back on the spring and slide that in and over, and then it will sit on that side, and you've got one of our dampers made. Now, I'm not going to show you all the other ones because I went ahead and made them all. So that is it for step 26. They're just the pogo sticks. Oil-filled shocks would have been nice, but they've left that as something that you can do as an option. So 26 is complete. We will move over to 27, and now we're going to attach the dampers to the chassis. So for step 27, attaching the dampers, well, you can see here that we're going to be using just step screws. So there's 8 of them, 2 per shock, to attach these to the chassis. So it's going to be fairly simple to do. Now the one thing that they do show here is there is the optional CVA Super Mini shock unit set. 5746 is the number, and then it looks like that's when you would use ball joint connectors to attach these. But we're going to go with the included pogo sticks for the build on this one. So I'll set this up and we'll put this together. So this really isn't too difficult a step. So we're going to work on the front first. So if I grab one of the shocks here, we're going to put one of the step screws through there, and you can see that it's going to go into the outer hole on the top. So let's do that. We'll put that there and grab our screwdriver and we'll screw this in. Now the top shock brace is made of the hard plastic. So when we get to the end, you're going to know. You can't turn this any farther. So it's, you know that it's in. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side just because. So I'll grab that, slide that through. We're going to put that into the top one there. Hold that and we'll screw that one into place. So you don't have to worry about it too much with the top, because with it being hard plastic, as soon as this gets to the end, you know you're at the end. But where we have to be more careful is that the arms are made of the soft plastic. So if you over tighten, you're going to end up stripping these out. Now you can see that they're showing that the shock is going into the top hole. So if we start at this side this time, I'm going to take this screw, put it through there, and whoops, Put it through there. And we're going to go into the top hole. Just make sure that's going in correctly. And I'm pushing on it a little bit too, just to make sure that I'm not, you know, you're not putting a lot of pressure on the screw itself. So I'm going to tighten this, but once it gets to the end, I'm going to be a little bit more careful because I can see that it's at the end, and I'm hoping you can too there, that the gap is disappearing quickly. So if I turn this a little bit more, that pretty much is at the end right now. If I keep turning this, I'm going to end up stripping it out. So I'm not going to go any farther. So that's great. There's one of our shocks in place. So now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. In fact, I'll turn that up and over a bit here so you can see it a bit. And we're going to go into the top one as it is. I'm also, just so that it's not over, you know, you're not stressing this a bit, I want to make sure that this is going to go in level. There we go. And again, I'm just going to make sure that the gap that's between the step screw and the arm is right there, but not go any farther. So if I turn this, and I can feel it, it's going to keep twisting. So I don't want to do that. So we now know that that is at the end. So there's our front shocks in place. So we're going to do the exact same thing with the back side. So if we get our shock, we're going to now attach it, and it's the top outer hole. So again, I think I'm going to just do the top on both sides. And again, these ones I'm not worried about. So as soon as I can just keep screwing this in, because as soon as it gets to the end, it's going to stop. There we go. It's not going to go any farther. So same thing again on the other side. Put that through and through. Oops. Let's grab that. Outer hole. Hold that somewhat level. Start it. Yep. Go all the way. There we go. Can't go any farther. And now we can work on the bottom. And again, we're going into the very top hole. So I'll grab that, put it through there. Looks about level. I will start screwing that in, making sure, yep. Okay, so we'll screw this in. And you will even notice at this point, as you're screwing it in, it seems like it goes in very easily. So you just want to watch out that you don't over tighten. Okay, I'm in all the way. I might just, yeah, it's in all the way. So there we go. There's another one complete. So we've just got the last one to do. And again, it's going into the top. So we'll put that through and into that one. And I'm going to just try and keep it somewhat level as I screw this in. Yep. And we're almost at the end. There it is. So again, I'm not going to over tighten. It's noticeably different. This one you can go all the way and it can't turn. This one, as soon as you get to the end, you could keep turning it if you really wanted to, and that's when you'll strip things out. So there are the rear shocks in place and the front. So that step is done. So that is the end of step 27. So now we're going to move on to Step 28, and we're going to check the RC equipment.